So I'm sitting here in my Model X, my Tesla Model X Caravan, because I want to tell you a little bit about my experience with the Tesla Ranger for repair. Right after my vehicle was delivered, the AC stopped working. We had to call Tesla, and at first it was going to be a week until the Ranger could come out, and then it turned into 3 business days. They told me a number of factors that it could be. Of course, I was very worried because I just had this new car and I wasn't sure what else might be working, not be working. Right now, the only thing you can hear in the car is the AC, the fan. I turn it off, so I can assure you it is working. We've driven the car already across the panhandle of Texas without any problem with the AC on in the middle of August. So in short, my experience with the Ranger was terrific. It's much better than going to the shop. Much better than leaving your car at the shop. They come to you, but I got a little bit of insight into how Tesla works and some of the process. So when I first called them, they were sort of brainstorming and trying to troubleshoot, and they couldn't figure it out online. So it wasn't probably a software problem. So they went ahead and sent the Ranger out with a number of different fixes. They thought it might be a pinched line that came pinched from the factory. They thought it might be a solenoid or a relay that had failed. They thought it might be the chiller had failed, and they thought also might be software that had failed. I was worried about all these possibilities, particularly the software and what that means for everything else in the vehicle. In the end, it was a solenoid that failed. The Ranger gambled or made a mistake the first time. He didn't bring the solenoid, so he had to go back and about 3 hours away from his shop, come back with the solenoid and fix it the next day. So in the end, it was less than a week from delivery that it was fixed, and it was, like I say, an overall really interesting experience. For one, I got to see everything. He was nice enough to let me watch. I joked and said, well, I'll leave you alone now, and he said, no, that's all right, and he even let me take pictures and video. Their van, it's nice and clean and neat and has everything they need, except for the solenoid apparently. And he basically came in and did everything he needed to do and talked to me a little bit at the end about, he's also a believer in trying to make these vehicles work right and make the company work right. And the idea is that every time he comes out or they come out, it costs Tesla money. So therefore they want to make a bulletproof vehicle. So they try to figure out exactly what went wrong and make the solenoid bulletproof next time, or make sure they have extra ones in the truck, whatever it is to make the process better. He pointed out, and everybody knows, that the dealerships and standard gas vehicles make most of their money on repairs. So people bring their cars into the shop, spark plugs, and they have carburetors, and they have fuel injectors, and they have everything, blah, 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 blah. This vehicle is not that way. You can do practically everything just from the Ranger. It's really neat to see the front trunk opened up and see everything that was there, and even though it's fairly complex, it's not really that bad. You can see how he could do everything right there. He had a little portable AC unit where he could hook up to my AC and basically flush out the coolant and then bring it back in, test all the pressures and so forth, and determine that was all fine, and then finally replace the solenoid. So, like I say, in the end it was a really interesting process, and even though I was worried that the car had a problem right away, it was all very good, and it worked out all in the end. And of course, the real question is, can they ramp it up so they have enough Rangers on the road for Model 3? The key is to be bulletproof and use all this data. So every time a Ranger has to go out, you figure out, how do we avoid that as Tesla? How do we avoid that? And I think that's something they could do when you have basically 20 moving parts plus accessory computers and so forth. It's easy. You can compartmentalize or modulate everything. And he just came in, he plugged in the computer, the laptop, and that would be easy to do, that sort of thing. And of course they can do it remotely. But even just little replacing a camera here or there, that would be easy for them to do, the Rangers, that is. You would never really need to bring it to the shop. For me, the closest shop is Houston, and that's easily 3 hours away, and really more like 4.5 by the time you get to the shop in traffic. It's very nice to have the Ranger. I'd much prefer have the Ranger come than to go anywhere else. And again, that's the bottom line. Again, if you like it, subscribe, like, and use the referral code if you want $1,000 off a brand new Tesla. And don't listen to that trickster coyote, whatever he says. And have a good day. Hello, this is Sasha, the YouTube star. Or soon to be a YouTube star. What I did not realize, nobody told me, even though I was complaining about things and Tesla and all that and whatnot, and talking about this idiot right here who always follows me, turns out that he's going to be a millionaire and all that, be such and so forth, so I'm going to come along, and as soon as I get some money, I'll find a doctor to disconnect us, because he keeps following me. And I really want you now to subscribe and like it, and yeah, for whatever reason, I don't care whether you like it or not, just do it because to make me famous, and yeah, whatever. I could care less about those stupid cars, really, frankly, but shh. I'm just gonna go along for now. Subscribe, yeah, do that, do that, do that. Sasha, that's pretty dishonest. Shut up. I can't wait to find that doctor's gonna disconnect us. Goodbye.